This is just a 2-minute warning test for the folks that are up in Susanville. 2-minute warning. All right, good morning, everybody. I got 7 o'clock. We're going to get started with the operational briefing for the Dixie fire. Today is Friday, August 6th. If you guys can please silence any electronic devices you have, cell phones, radios, pagers. Just for clarification, the Westwood camp moved to Susanville last night. They will be participating in the briefing via the YouTube streaming. We'll get started with a current situation.
Good morning, Josh Campbell, Night Ops with Team 1. So down in Division Alpha, still working that corridor. They had to pull some resources out of there yesterday, move them up to below Canyon Dam to work in there with the folks when that fire ran down off the hill and came out across in by the Dyer Mountain there. Bravo and Charlie still looking really good. The spot in Charlie, they held that. It's 2 days tested. We still need to, or they're still staying in there working on that. Division Echo and Foxtrot, still some heat in there. They're continuing to monitor that and try to get depth. They've got like 500 to 700 feet in there on depth. Division Gulf and Ida looking real good. They're trying to reopen that Colby Mountain line and possibly use it as a contingency if this were to come out on us. In Division Juliet, they're monitoring that, the heat in the line, mopping up, getting the depth, and then also reopening any lines that we could use possibly for contingency lines. Division Lima and Mike, where our activity yesterday was most. Fire came across 36 again and moved through those structures. We got some dozers in there behind those houses and put some dozer line in there to try to protect those. Over in Mike, they had some activity with the fire moving out across I think it's called the causeway there. And then also down around Chester, still trying to button that up, getting the heat out of the line so we can still protect the town there. And then also down along West Almanor, working in behind those structures, trying to hold on to all of that. Our break over on the east and west zone break there by Dyer Mountain, we had some resources that we were loaning to the east zone, trying to help them out. And then had a spot come across Highway 147 that they're working on, punching dozer line around that. Have a good shift. In the report.
All right, get into management objectives, starting, the incident objective, starting with management, to utilize the risk management process to identify and mitigate hazards, to protect firefighters and the public, emphasize strategies and tactics that have the highest probability of success and the least exposure to firefighters and the public, develop strategies to protect life, property, communities, businesses, and infrastructure, employ tactics that fulfill these strategies while being mindful of the necessity for contingency and emergency plans, ensure strategies account for incident priorities, applying resources to those with the highest consequences first. Follow COVID-19, CDC, and establish local, state, and federal guidance to limit virus spread within the incident and surrounding communities near the fire area. Provide timely and continuous incident information to affected agency partners, cooperators, California Team 4, as well as the public. Maintain fiscal accountability and keep costs commensurate with values at risk. The control objectives are big box, is to keep the fire north of the fire perimeter and Highway 162 and the junction of Highway 70. Keep the fire south of Highway 44, keep the fire east of Highway 32, and keep the fire west of Genesee Road and Grizzly Ridge to Highway 70. Next up is weather.
All right, good morning, Ryan Walburn. So we're always interested in fire weather and changes, right? So the last 2 days we had some critical red flag conditions, and now we've got a little bit of a lull in terms of the weather. So you can already see the smoke down here. The whole fire is socked in with smoke, so that's going to drive kind of the whole fire environment today. Across the fire right now on the weather stations, temperatures from the upper 50s up high above like 5,500, 6,000 feet, and actually down even in the upper 40s. Up in that high country there towards Lassen. Humidities are significantly higher, starting out around 40% or so. So those trends are in our favor. As you work through your day, again, the smoke, high confidence that the smoke will stay in well through the midday hours or early afternoon. So I always like to leave people with maybe one little nugget, and that in terms of the weather today, it would be like if that smoke breaks out or you start to see the sunshine, that should be kind of your trigger point to expect things to change. So really the weather is quiet, and then in terms of wind, we go back to just a gentle southwest wind during the afternoon. Thank you.
Fire behavior.
Good morning, John Cook, Fire Behavior. So yeah, the smoke's in our favor. It brings down those really fine fuels back out of the 2 and 3%. Maybe we'll get in 4 and 5. So that kind of drops down our spotting, the rapid spotting, the high probability ignition. And that's going to work in our favor for the next couple of days. But you got to remember the fire behavior triangle is fuels, weather, topography, right? Well, the smoke hasn't changed the topography, and the smoke also hasn't really changed the heavy fuels. And we've gotten this cycle on this fire where we got a wind event early on, we have wind event later on. So it's like every eight days or so. So we're kind of starting a more of a moderate cycle, but it's relative, man. I mean, moderate to what it did a couple of days ago, that was crazy. So now we're here today like, whoo, wow, the pressure's off. No, it's not. That was extreme. So you're kind of, let's get back to remembering that this stuff is dry. It's going to make little slope runs. It's going to make little runs in that smoke. Even though it's smoked in, it's just not going to be as fast, but it's still going to happen. So definitely not over. Models show it still wanting to churn through all this fuel up in here, that old burn scar. It still wants to move around. I can't see this thing close, so that towards 32 and 36. So like I say, take advantage of this little reprieve, make the most of it, because you probably got about another 7 or 8 days before you're going to be back in the same situation. Stay safe.
Operational work assignments.
Good morning, Merrick Fields, Operations for CAL FIRE IMT1. So first of all, I want to start off with a big thank you to most of you, because you guys were the ones that were out there and engaged day before yesterday when it impacted Almanor West and Chester, and you guys did a fantastic job in there, and you can go back in there today and look at your successes. So we need to get out there and pick up where we left off and continue on. So for our work assignments today, Division Alpha, Bravo, and the bottom end of Charlie, it's still that continued tactical patrol in there. Things are looking really good in there, but we cannot let our guard down, because this thing has slipped out on us in multiple spots because it's a timber fire with heavy fuel. So we need to stay engaged down there in that bottom end. Moving up into that Coon Hollow, Snow Meadows, and across to Bull Hill, we're getting good mop up in there, but we need to continue and get lots and lots of depth. We're looking at it probably 300 to 400 feet right now. That piece in there, we need to have 500 to 600 feet of depth solid, clean, everything out in there along that perimeter in there. Coming up and around into Foxtrot and Golf, because of what's happening up in Juliet, we're working on some contingency lines up in there going up over Colby Mountain, and we got to get that tied down into Highway 32. We've got an opportunity in there in Juliet where we've got some road systems where we can get up into that ridge line. We're going to be working on that in there today, and then from the top of that down into along the ridge line west of Colby Mountain, working on that dozer line and getting that established in there and pre-treating that with retardant again. And then moving up into the top end of Juliet right there along 36, we're going to start working on 36 going up into Lassen Park and getting that Highway 36 opened up in there. Coming up and around to the top end of the fire, the Lassen branch is going to be up in there working on some opportunities off of Highway 89 through the Lassen Park in conjunction with the Lassen Park folks, because that's probably our only opportunity up there. And then moving around into Division Mike, the top end of Lake Almanor there, we've got a couple of dozer lines along 36, and then there's a logging road that takes off the T line and goes due north, and we're in there opening that up to try and keep it out of the communities in around Westwood and Clear Creek and the peninsula. And then moving down in, we've got our surge groups, the Westwood group, the Chester group, and then the Lake Almanor group. Those are our surge groups for in those communities so that we can keep our divisions focused on perimeter control. We may have to bump those around as the day wears on, depending upon what the activity is. But in around Chester and West Almanor and Prattville, we need to get in there and be mopping up around all of those structures so that we don't have to keep continuing to commit those resources in there. So with that, have a safe shift. Thank you.
Branch and division roll call.
Good morning, BJ Corey. All right, there we go. Good morning, BJ Corey, Resource Unit Leader with Team 1. This will be the branch and division roll call for the West Zone. Branches and divisions, both here and at Susanville. When you hear your name, please stand, face the back so everybody can see and hear you. And starting out with Branch 1, they will be reporting direct to operations. Division Alpha, McCoy. Here. Butte, Fire Suppression Repair, Derby. Here. And McDaniel. Here. Silver Dollar Staging, Riley. Here. Branch 5, Vance. Here. Bravo Charlie, Crabtree. Division Echo, Pindell. Here. Branch 7, Purvis. Here. Division Foxtrot, Edson. Here. Golf India, Wright. Here. Moving to Branch 9, Felix. Division Juliet, Ryan. Division Lima, League. And Baker Trainee. Chester Group, Kennefic. Westwood Staging is Rodriguez. Branch 10, Ward. Division Mike, Swope. And Reese Trainee. Lake Almanor Group, Ortega. The Highway 89 group has now become the Westwood group. So if you're looking for Highway 89, it is Westwood group. And that is Volmer. Lassen Fire Suppression Repair, Hauser. And Denman. We have a write-in for Lassen Branch, and that is Bunch. Lassen IA is Jimenez. And Lassen Contingency is Bolts. Thank you, everybody, and have a safe shift.
Air operations.
Good morning, everyone. Thomas Smith, Deputy Air Ops, Team 1. To assist you guys in today's operation, we have fixed wing early up, and we'll get them over the fire as needed. For rotor wing today, we have 16 Type 1s, 6 Type 2s, and 5 Type 3s. That addition is from the National Guard coming back in to assist us. For helibases, we're still working out of Oroville, which is quite a distance away. We've set up Battle Creek, which is in Mineral, and hopefully that'll cut down on our flight times to the fire. MRBs, we still have Deer MRB for aerial and ground application retardant, and Chester for ground application only. Again, hoist, we're running day hoist out of Vina with our agency ship, and night National Guard, that is regional asset out of Reading. And finally, continue to monitor air-to-ground command and TAC and clear the line when aircraft is dropping. Thank you. Have a safe shift.
Communications.
Good morning, Michael Casey, Communication Unit Leader,
trainee. Today there's no new clone. However, if you're new to the incident, make sure you stop by communications to get the most recent clone. Another reminder, make sure you check your 204 for your assigned command and tax for your branches and divisions. No unauthorized frequencies for the incident. If you have any questions, stop by communications and have a safe shift.
Medical.
Good morning, Dan Mora, Medical Unit Leader, CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 1. Please flip to page 39 in your IEP. Go over a couple few changes. We have a correction. MERT is actually going to be set up later on today at Susanville. We still have CalMat here in Chico, and CalMat will be set up also today in Susanville. The 2 ambulances are pre-positioned at Bambi Inn and in Susanville, and our 24-hour hoist ship capability is still available. Please continue to go over box 6, the medical emergency procedures, with your crews. Thanks.
Next up is safety.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Brad Inman with Safety. With the smoke that's moved in, make sure when you're out there driving, you've got your headlights on, make sure your seatbelts are on, make sure you reduce your speeds. With that, if you're driving out to your line assignment, you're coming back in off the line, when you're going through those traffic control points, slow down. Way too many complaints about that. Say it again. Slow down when you're going through those traffic control points. Next thing, with the timber fuels out there, they're already stressed with the drought. Now that fire has impacted them, snags are coming down left and right. If you need to work in and amongst the snags for some reason, make sure you have your LCES in place. Thank you.
Information.
Good morning, Edwin Zuniga, PIO, IMT 1. If you turn to page 48, I got some updated numbers for you guys to fill out. Acreage burnt, we have 432,813. We're at 35% containment, 5,222 personnel. If you run into any media out in the line, please pass along our media line. It's at the top of the page. If you guys have any photos or videos, please pass them to the PIO shop. We'd love to publish them, let the world know what we're doing here. Also, mail service, front trailer, as you enter on the right-hand side. Mail's coming in every day, so come pick it up. Have a nice day.
Liaison.
Morning, everybody. Todd Crawford, Law Liaison, CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 1. We still have evacuation warnings and orders in place for Butte, Tehama, Plumas, and Lassen. We also have the Lassen Volcanic National Park under a closure. Road closures still remain in place around the incident, including 44 at A21 and 44 at 36. Thank you.
Unified Incident Commanders.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Shannon Prather, Unified Incident Commander, working here with CAL FIRE Team 1, representing the Lassen National Forest. So first, I'd just like to, I'll keep it short, but I want to acknowledge the devastation out there yesterday and over the last few days. Our hearts go out to the communities and the loss that's out there. On the same token, I also want to acknowledge all the heroic efforts. I can't tell you how many stories I've heard coming in, and videos and pictures of the firefight that's been going on out there, protecting the values at risk. And you know, thank you for all that work. It's been a hard, long haul here, and the game's not over yet, not for a long time. But remember, there's no white flag here with us, and for me, I've never been prouder to be part of this wildland firefighting community. We look around us, all around. There are different patches from all over the state and country here representing. And thank you, and you know, stay strong. Go out there and you know, do a good job and come back safe. And I'll turn it over to George.
Thank you, Shannon. Hey, good morning. This is George Huang, Deputy Incident Commander, CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 1, unified with the Forest Service. You guys were out there the day before the last operational period. You guys saved a lot of homes. A lot of homes. As I talked to Branch last night in one of the divisions and branches, additional homes, even though there were many homes destroyed by fire, many homes were saved by additional firefighters out there yesterday. As you guys go back out there today, I ask that you guys represent and continue to represent the communities that we serve, Lassen, Plumas, and Butte counties, and go out there and fight the fire. A lot of these firefighters out there, they're tired. They worked all day and night last night trying to protect structures. Do the same for them, as I told the last folks. Get out there, relieve your fellow brothers and sisters as soon as possible. Have a great day and be safe.
All right, last couple things. If you're an unassigned resource, if you're not in the IAP, you're not on the demob list, you're going to check in with the resource unit leaders out back by the silver Tacoma. For branch and division breakouts, they're posted around the walls here. Everybody turn your radios, pagers back on, cell phones back on. Have a great shift. Thank you.